Who's up with me? We're gonna do some morning chalking. Hello, everybody. What's going on? It's such a dreary day today. So dreary. So I am preparing a Thanksgiving board that's going to go in my house. Good morning, Terry. Morning, Jessica. We're going to do a double layer grateful. We're going to do a big Thanksgiving board. I'm going to put grateful in the background in a light color. And we're going to do the brand new being grateful for what we have makes what we have enough. And that's going to go over it in a nice brick color. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Julie. So I really wanted to get on last night, but I did not know. So I had like a little medical procedure last night that I thought I was going to be totally fine afterwards. And they were like, nope, you need to go home and elevate your feet, your leg, I mean, and totally not what I expected. So I didn't. I went home, sat down, elevated my foot, and proceeded to take a nap, which was well deserved, I must say. I'm always in need of a nap. So I went ahead and marked my, oh, that's supposed to be there. I marked my center. I used my laser square because I wanted to make sure that I had that done. And it totally stresses me out when I have to do it live. So I did it already, and then I marked where my words are going to start. Basically, I just took a chalk line, and so then that chalk line can be erased when I'm all done. And this is my grateful, the really big gather and grateful transfer, which is awesome. Super. I want to put the gather up on my wall in my kitchen because, you know, that's where we gather. So I can see where that line is, where I'm going to be starting. And I just kind of want to make sure it's centered that way. Now this is one of I've got like a little thing. This is one of our boards where I had to wax it ahead of time. And then after I waxed it, you wait 24 hours and then it is good to go. Now, there's something under here, like a piece of lint or something. There it is. I found it. Okay. There's another one. Gosh, I guess I get linty. Okay. That looks pretty good. I'm going to measure from my center here and make sure it's supposed to be 7.5 to the end of the letters, which is correct. Which is good. Okay, so I did that right. And it looks pretty centered from top to bottom, I think. Okay, so this is going to be in a nice custard color. So I have my custard all ready to go. Looks like there. Does everybody have their coffee? I always have to check. Make sure you have your coffee. I do. I have my coffee. Take a little sip, and then we can chalk. Because this is such a large transfer, I am going to, hi Michelle, hi Laurel, hi, oh my gosh, I forgot to, hi Shelly, hi Annette, good morning guys, good morning Tammy, hi April. Okay, so I'm going to take this is a small squeegee cut in half, and I'm just going to like dab it on, because then I'm going to use my very favorite angled squeegee to do all the work. So I just this is my chalk paste, put it on, super easy, grab my favorite angled squeegee. Good morning, Trisha. Good morning, Shannon. And here we go. Just gonna start spreading this around, making sure that all of the screen gets covered. And you can kind of see when it's covered because that color changes. It's so easy to do. It really is. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you are and the easier it is. Today I'm using some colors and then look at all this extra. Goes right back into my container to use again. I'm using some colors here in a bit that come from our Rocktober sale. You can get 6 colors for the price of 5. So you're saving $8.95, which is a great savings. Now I'm going to peel and reveal. Just hold down my board. Beautiful. So there's my grateful. I'm going to set my transfer in some water, get off the excess paste, and then I'm going to clean it. And you're just setting it in the water for a little bit. You don't want to leave it there too long because there's an adhesive side to this. And I'm just going to show you really quickly how to clean this off, and here's why. I usually skip this process on my videos, but I'm noticing that I want everyone to be completely, fully aware of the care and use of the product so that they last as long as they possibly can. So I got most of the chalk off of this, and I'm going to set it on my mat right here. This is a really great non-stick all-purpose mat. If you don't have one, I definitely can hook you up, but I can't exactly say where it's from. And you're going to take like a Clorox wipe, not a baby wipe, but like a Clorox wipe. Hi, Julie. And you're going to just start wiping off all of that chalk, okay? So we're going to get all the chalk off of this, wipe around, flip it. Look at that. Soap bubbles and the word grateful. Flip it over. Now this is the sticky side, but because it was just in water, it's not sticky. You're going to take that Clorox wipe again, and you're going to wipe this whole side. And I do this a couple times, like I'll flip it one more time and make sure it's all off of here. And then the final time will be on the sticky. Here's why. The sticky is sorry, my son was asking me a question. The sticky side needs to be up when you're drying it. So now, hi Chris, good morning. I'm going to set this aside onto my drying rack, which you can use like a cookie sheet or one of those dish drying pads, you know. Honestly, anything. I like the drying rack because it has the air that can flow through the bottom. So that gave my gather a little bit of time to dry, and I see that I wasn't careful to make sure all of the edges were pushed down, so I have a little tiny bit that I'm going to fix with a Q-tip there and there, and then that's it. My grateful looks good to go. So I want to make sure it's dry and because I'm going to set this over it. Remember, our transfers are sticky. Oh, by the way, this is brand new. Love it. This is brand new, and I'm going to use a nice brick red for this. And then I'm going to add just a couple of our Thanksgiving table setting flowers, because that is our transfer of the month. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Tina. Oh, I can't stick it down yet. I need to make sure that it's dry. So I take my little dryer and I'll dry it. So it's been pouring rain like all night and all morning, and we're supposed to have football today at 3, but I'm not going to miss it, right? So I have to go. I just don't want it to be raining, and I really don't want to get wet. So I'm kind of hoping that if it's raining that it'll get canceled, but they don't cancel for just pouring down rain, apparently. Apparently not. Football players have to be super tough and play in the rain. Oh boy. The only good news is it's an AstroTurf field, so it won't be muddy. And I guess that's okay. So I'm just kind of checking, making sure it's dry. And it is dry. So we're going to stick this down and do that in a nice, wow. So, wow. Such good morning attitudes at my house. Oh my goodness gracious. If it isn't one thing, it's another. So I'm just kind of centering this with that centered line that I already made. There we go. Good morning, Donna. Watch me do some chalk. I'm just making this, trying to make sure it's centered. Okay. The eye. It's not. Oh my gosh, why do I do this to myself? Okay. I'm going to look through the camera, because when you look through the camera, it's actually easier. Don't mind me. I'm totally a freak about getting things centered. And then, even though I work really hard at doing it, I'm usually off. So let's just be honest. This is it. This is what I'm going with. Whether it's perfect or not. Nothing's perfect when it's homemade. So it's okay. Now I really want to make sure. See how you can see the letters behind it? So we're going to cover that up with some brick. Now I already stirred this up, and really easily just take a little of the chalk paste, and I'm going to start covering all the letters that I can. And I'll scrape some of that off to use on this next row. And as you go over some of these, like these up here are not double layered, but these are. So the ones that are double layered, I'm just going to add a little more, be a little more generous with the chalk than I would if I was just putting it on the blank surface, if that makes sense. I just want it a little thicker so that it covers well, because you can kind of get a shadow effect if you aren't quite covering it. So like this is good no matter what, because it's not over the other letters, the word enough. And then everything else, I'm just lightly scraping here, putting it back into my container. I'm scraping a little bit more up there, and then down here. And I should be good to go. I don't see any lines. Okay. And then peel this up. Look at that. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. So there are the words in brick over top of the custard color. And then this sign would be great all by itself, or you could add some swirls to the edges or some leaves. When it's totally dry, you just go through and erase the chalk lines that you made. Of course, mine's not totally dry, so I'm not going to do that quite yet, but I have to grab my Thanksgiving place setting to add just a few leaves down here at the bottom. This is one of my favorite new transfers. It's the October transfer of the month. If you, I don't know why I do this to myself, but I didn't have it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I'm going to pull out some of these leaves, which are similar to what I just did with, you have to double layer them. Well, you don't have to, but you can. Okay, so the leaves of this transfer, I'll show you the whole transfer because I have a whole one. It's very pretty, very cute for Thanksgiving. Good morning, Cheryl. Do you have your coffee? So it says, gather here with grateful hearts, ever thankful for you, give thanks. And then there are leaves. And then these are the veins in the leaves, or you could possibly leave those, use those for something else. So I'm going to just add a few fall leaves to the bottom here of this. When you get your transfers, you need to cut along the lines so that you can use each piece separately. So we'll do a few of those. We'll do a few of these oak leaves. I'll do those in mocha. And maybe a few of these tall, skinny leaves. A couple. Kind of like spread them out. And then this like shorter leaf. I'm not going to do like everything, but a couple of those. And then these are the veins that match up. So this will go with that leaf. This will go with this tall, skinny one. I do not know my leaves. If you know my leaves, feel free to share what you know about them. I think that probably goes with that. Right there. And this probably goes with that one. So hopefully I matched up the veins correctly. And if I didn't, no one's going to tell, right? No one's going to tell on me they didn't match it up correctly. Okay. So there we go. There are even some like little berry type things that you could do as accents. And this is not part of it. I don't know how that got put in there. I have people over and they use my transfers, and then, you know, not everything gets quite put back the way. What does the sign say? I can't read it. Of course not, because I moved it. So there's a big grateful in the back. This is going to be a Thanksgiving transfer or a Thanksgiving board. It says grateful, and then being grateful for what we have makes what we have enough. So it's pretty cute. It's a nice little saying. And we're going to do just a few of these in the corners. Okay, so like I'll do 3 here and 3 here and be done. And you know my tricks. So I'm going to use the Rocktober special colors because they are absolutely, positively perfect for fall and winter. We have mocha, okay, so like a lighter brown. We have evergreen, or that's emerald, sorry. We have evergreen. which is kind of a muted green color, brick, which I've used here, and then we get orange and plum, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's one more. What am I missing? Because we get 6 colors. Orange and plum and brick. Okay, I can't. Oh, mustard. There we go. Okay, so here are my colors, and we're going to do some different colors, different designs here. I have not tried, remember, I don't know if you guys have been on, but I did some leaves where they were multicolored, kind of like fall multicolored leaves. And the thing is, those are like very veiny. Okay, so what I'm going to try here, this is all screen, so it's not veiny. So I want to see if I can do kind of a two-toned multicolor and see how it works out. And I'm going to do my veins probably all in the mocha, so that will be fun. Hi Anna, good morning. Cheryl, yes, on November 16th. November 16th at our school. Make it a date. We're going to do this. And you will get to for sure. Okay, so I am going to add, watch this, I'm just going to do a few. I want this primarily in the middle. And then I'm going to do my little stir stick broke. So I'm going to do a tiny bit of my mocha like on the tips. And I'm not really using a squeegee. I'm just kind of mushing it on there with my stir stick, because I'll use my squeegee to blend. And I'm going to go ahead and put this other one. No, I'll do this one. So I want similar colors on either side of the board. So we'll put this one over here. And I will probably put less on here because I'm going to use my squeegee from the other one, and it will have a lot more. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to take my angled squeegee, and I'm just going to, can you guys see that? Okay, I'm just going to pull it down, lift up and pull it down. So we've got that multicolor, and I'm just going to bring it right over here and do the exact same. Okay, so now I have kind of like an orangish, not orange, but mustard, yellow, and brown. Set that aside. I'm going to peel this one. It's kind of multicolored. It's going to look even different when I add the veins. So remember, you're going to get a different look. So I'm putting these in the water to let them sit till I'm done. I'm going to do all of the leaves first before I attempt to do, and I'm going to try to not, yeah, because I didn't dry this over here, so I'm just going to attempt to do that. Now I'm going to add a little orange to the mix. So I'm going to do a little bit of yellow, the mustard, and with my stir stick, I have to stir up my orange. I haven't stirred it yet today. And that orange is always a little bit thick, so add a couple sprays of water. Well, good morning, Aaron. He's watching, so he knows what time I'm done. You would think he's just watching because he thinks I'm cool, but, you know. I'm going to add a little orange to this one. And then I'll do the same thing over here. Except I definitely need some red on this. I'm going to give this a shot of heat real quick so it dries. He's like, hurry, hurry. He wants to run to the store, which is all fine and good. He can run to the store when I'm done. Okay, so put this leaf down. Oops. There we go. Awesome. Good morning, Leslie. So we're just gonna dab a little bit of that mustard, a little bit more of the orange, and then I'm gonna go back in with my brick. This brick red is so pretty on this particular leaf. There's a lot more red on these, I think, in nature. Okay. Annette says, hi, Erin. Good morning, Judy. Okay, so I'm going to use my squeegee again that has the multi colors on it because we're blending. So there's one, and this one over here. Remember, I'm going to go back and do my veins of the leaves. So these aren't quite finished yet. There's one beautiful fall leaf. Here's another one. And I'm going to add one more leaf on each side. In order to do that, I need to wash them off a little bit. So I'm going to repeat. Actually, I think I'll do this little one. Change my mind already. I do that a lot when I'm working. Change my mind. I'm going to take that and put it back. We're going to do these two. So remember what I said about washing. We're going to take it out of the water and put it on this mat and just wash. Front and back. If you have a plastic table, you can do it on your plastic table too, because it doesn't stick. Front and back. Front and back. Now, had I had these in place, you don't want the chalk to ever dry on to this right here. So if I had it in place, I could have just set it down again real quickly and done this. Good morning, Tammy. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm just learning as I go. This is new for me too. I've only been doing this a few months. The company's only been around for that long, and I'm just kind of learning as I go, trying new things. Whew. All right, so I'm going to kind of shake this out and make sure that it's pretty dry, and then I'm going to set it here because you want it dry when you're doing that. Same thing with this, just kind of drying it in the air. Jessica, hi, Aaron. Good morning. If I didn't say that already, yeah, I did. You were here from the beginning. Okay, so now I'm going to do some more colors, and I really like the way this red turned out, so I'm going to do some more of that red. I'm going to do that on both of these. Add a little bit of the red and some of the yellow. Doop. And I think that will be good. And I'm just using, so normally I put this excess back in the container, but not for my leaves because it's mixed. So I'm not going to do that. So I just go ahead and use it on all my leaves. There's this little, there we go. There's a little spot not getting quite blended. So sometimes you just have to turn it. Just gonna scrape and get that blended. Okay, so when I pull this off, ooh, that's a pretty one. I love it. So there are some leaves that are gonna get the mocha the veins in there. So I'm going to dry these real quick. Thanks, Annette. Thank you. Make sure that you like and share this with your people. Show them what you're into. Show them what you like. You can, something really, really awesome is coming in November from me. If you are not already into my VIP group, you want to make sure you get there, because there is a big hostess special for November. It's huge and you're going to love it. Love, love, love. So if you don't have anything yet, you haven't done any of this, or you haven't come to a workshop, you are going to want to do that definitely in November. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do one right after another with the mocha. This is the vein for this, and you can kind of see through. So hopefully, okay, thank you for the hearts or the likes or whatever that was. I saw it fly in front of my eyes, but it was my peripheral, so I couldn't actually tell what it was. So here goes my mocha onto the veins. And this is also the stem then. So it comes all the way down. Hopefully that's centered on there. Ooh, not bad. Look at that. Not bad at all. Same thing over here. Push it down with my finger. You'll get a little chalky, but chalk washes right off. We'll do the same thing. Do that vein. So if you pick this up and move it right away and chalk it right away without waiting, you don't have to wash it. Okay. Peel this up. Uh-oh. I forgot to dry this very, very well. So look what I did. I'll have to fix that one. You all, good morning, Amy. You all witnessed it here first. But it's not a hard fix. I will make sure it's dry. I'm going to make sure the rest of these are dry. I probably forgot to do that, because when I'm talking, I do accidentally forget things. So don't worry. I make mistakes too. All the time, actually. I'm going to make sure those are dry before I try this again. I'll just take that same leaf transfer and match it up. It's really easy to match it. Good morning, Teresa. It's really easy to match it once you have the color on. So I will definitely fix that after I vein my other two. That's not a problem. Not at all. Hopefully everybody's staying warm and dry today, although it's not supposed to be too cold. It's just kind of supposed to be yucky and rainy. Just so not my favorite weather. All right, let's try the veins for this one, which is dry. And by the way, P.S., you have all seen leaves that look like what I just made, right? Because they're like deteriorating already. I know I have. So if I wanted to leave it, technically I probably could. However, I'm not going to. I'm going to fix it. So here goes the vein for this and the stem. Getting a visitor. Oh, that one did too. What is wrong with it over here? I wonder if, you know, sometimes I wonder if I need to cool it after I dry it and make sure that it's cool. Or maybe I just need to, good morning, Dawn. Maybe I should need to fuzz those because I wasn't fuzzing my transfers, because this is usually not something you ever need to fuzz. Jessica, are you there? What do you think? Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, good morning. I'm going to try fuzzing this one and see if it does any better, or maybe this one. Because I know, I mean, we stuck that down. You saw that it works. Now I'm going to fuzz. So if you've not seen me fuzz, just take a cloth and stick your transfer there. When you peel it up, it'll have a little bit of lint on there. And that lint just makes it slightly less sticky. It is, but I've been using, it's called the Craft, it's a craft dryer, and I've been using it for, 3 months. So technically, you would think that if it was causing a problem, I would have seen it by now. I actually, look, I just did it on that one too. Well, guess what, guys? I'm going to have to redo these. This is a first, but it's okay. It shows how you know what to do and what not to do, right? I could try. I mean, I've layered stuff before, but this is very temperamental today. For some reason, no reason other than because I didn't want it to be. I wanted this to go pretty smoothly. Usually it does. Let's see if this even works, or if it takes more. Fuzzing sounds good. Right, I mean, this isn't the first time I've ever chalked on chalk, but this is the first time I'm having a really hard time with it. Cause see, look, I chalked on chalk here and it was totally fine. That's my, like, why is this happening just to these parts? So in my head, I've got some playing to do. I got some figuring out to do because I'm not quite sure what's happening. I'll try this last one and we'll see if this one worked perfectly, but that was one of the first ones I did. So it was totally dry, totally kind of cooled down. And this one over here, we're going to focus on the words today, guys. The words look awesome. I'll fuzz this. Hold on. Just in case. Just in case that's what it is. And clearly, just like, leaves in the fall are, these are temperamental, right? They're a little crispy. I'm like so worried to even push down. But things like this happen and then I can figure it out. See, that one worked. That one worked. So my two on the, I think what it is, those were super dry. I didn't dry it with my dryer, my quiet dryer. So maybe that's the only difference. My leaves are deteriorating. So I'll probably wash these off and redo them. And if you've not seen that, I am not going to completely redo, but I will just show you how easy it is. You just take some water. I just sprayed the water on there. Now I'm going to take just a paper towel and just wash it off. And then need a little bit more water. Yep, just wash it off. That's how easy it is to, fix something, take an error off or whatever. So let's focus on what this looks like today. And I'm gonna wipe off my chalk marks. Remember that the chalk paste is a semi-permanent. So you can run your hands over it, you can wipe there, and it's not going to come off. So there you have it. Be grateful. Being grateful for what we have makes what we have enough. And then the word grateful. So it's really great. This is going to be great when it's done. I'll take a picture and I'll post it in the comments. And don't forget our Rocktober special with the colors that I've used. And you guys have a good morning. I'm going to finish my coffee and fix my board. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share.